Yo, what it do? What it do? Why is my screen so small? Hold up, maximize, maximize. Here we go. What is good? What is good, my community of friends, my people, my family? What is good with you, man? Tap in, tap in. Please hit that like button and subscribe button if you're new here. If not, man, let me know what you got going on. I know this is a little bit long and overdue because I didn't go live Tuesday, Wednesday, or really Thursday on this channel. So I know it's a little bit long overdue. We brought back Tyron for a one-day signing for a retirement, so he can retire where he belongs. We've signed another offensive tackle, depth piece purely, but we got a couple of things we can talk about. So we'll get into it. As we're coming up to the draft, I feel like it's kind of slowing down a little bit on the content. But hey, we'll pick it back up. Draft. We got WrestleMania coming up this weekend as well. So man, don't forget to not miss out on that. You guys want to make sure you tap in. But yeah, we about to get this thing underway. Try to let a couple people build up in the chat today. All right. This thing up and loaded. Try to get everything going. All right, get this back here. Back. Next. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is good with my people? What up, Messi? What's good, brother? What's good? Yeah, man, it's gonna be great. We got Friday Night SmackDown tonight. I will be live tonight, Messi. I don't have to work. That got canceled for me. They're still doing the job. I was just told that I wasn't necessarily needed to be there, so I won't be there, but I will be here tonight. The stream is already scheduled. You want your shirt back on? You should have never took it off. Why did you wait until I went live to tell me? You've been holding this in your hand for 45 minutes. No, you took it off. Yeah, but you had mommy take it off you. You told her to take it off you. I heard you. Don't be trying to play me as some kind of fool or fiddle. Put your arm through. Come on, dude. You didn't get your thumb through the hole, did you?
Yes, sir. Ow, Daddy.
There you go. There you go, Bubba. Everything's good to go. All right. Yeah, that's as far as it goes, baby. That's it.
Dad.
What?
My friend. Today's on Fortnite too much. Wonder why?
Why?
He's over 600 free. He probably doesn't take showers.
Hell yeah, Messi. Hell yeah. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, spends that much time on the game and not doing anything else.
Probably
Yeah.
doesn't do homework.
I've been doing a lot of gameplay Fortnite on my alternate channel. I know it's not the best quality because I got to upgrade the RAM in the computer again. 16 gigs wasn't enough. I need to go to 32. But that's besides the point. What up, GOAT? What it do? But yeah, we got some things. We'll be having SmackDown tonight for sure. We got WrestleMania. I'm trying to get the thumbnail made today to start off for WrestleMania. But we got a couple of things we can get into. I should have already had them pulled up, but I got hung up playing Fortnite, trying
You like Fortnite too much.
to accomplish some of my missions in the game.
Dad, why do you like Fortnite?
Witten, you see me on the stream, brother. Please stop. What it do? What it do? Charlie, what's good? Just so you guys know, you're on the alternate stream. If you go back to my channel, click the thumbnail, you'll see that there's another live stream. where once I get this undergoing and underway, the audio you will be hearing, they will be able to see the video. But if you click back on the thumbnail, go back into my channel, and go to the other live stream, that one will have the audio and the video. What up, Jenny's? What up, Charlie? What up, Indonesians? What's good? What's good, man? Shout out to all y'all. Appreciate y'all tapping in with your boy. But yeah, we're getting this thing situated, set up, and getting this plane in the air for liftoff. All right, we gotta switch this over. I know I was running a little bit behind getting things going, but we're getting it. We're getting it. We're getting it, brother. Come on, get out of my camera. Witten, what are you doing? That looks sus as hell. Can you say chicken jockey? You know what that's all about. Dude, Witten, stop. Tell them you're on transgender stream. Yeah, I hear you, Messi. I hear you, brother. Yeah. Now, I ain't gonna do all that, but yeah. Alright. We almost got this situated here. I don't know why I'm typing that like that. I need to just click the damn thing. Trying to get it up so that I can show you these streams. So that way you guys know where to go. So that when you click in. Alright. Look. Alright, this is how it is. Alright. So if you click the thumbnail, it takes you to my channel. The thumbnail next to my name on this live stream. You'll see that there's two lives. You guys are right here. You guys need to go into this live stream so that you guys are watching this live stream. With the chat here, the chat will actually be on the screen up here, and we'll be bringing in the video for what we're actually watching and reacting to. So yeah, so make sure you guys go click the thumbnail that takes you to the channel, and go to the live stream that has the smoky star with the stone in the background. This one right here. You guys are currently here. If you go to here. All right. Now we're going to get this thing underway. Tell they transgender they might move a little quicker. Crazy, bro. All right. It says, why the guys, Cowboys signs, versatility everywhere. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get one
The
up.
Dallas Cowboys have just added a very dynamic, versatile offensive lineman who actually has been in the Super Bowl and played with the Cincinnati Bengals just a few years ago. This is going to be someone that adds a whole new level, a whole new dynamic to this offensive line. An absolute workhorse, a guy that you just want your football team, has a great story, but the one thing that I absolutely love about Hakeem Adeniji is his ability to play every single position outside of center. So he can play left tackle, he can play left guard, he can play right guard, he can play right tackle.
That's good.
Now,
So
why is that important?
That's really good. To be able to have position flexibility across the entire offensive line is crazy. That's really good to have. Now, the quality that's going to be followed behind that, to me, is in question. We don't know what the quality of his play is going to be, but
you now have a guy that can fill in different holes, right? If someone gets injured and can't play week 3 and week 4, boom, you have a guy that you can plug and play. If someone else misses right tackle, boom, he can plug and play. That versatility helps out tremendously. Now, he was an interesting player for them because a lot of the times they would put him into these goal line situations when they would get into what we call 13 personnel or 12 personnel, right? And in this specific play, right, you got your offensive lineman, but he's actually a tight end. Listed as eligible to receive the football, but just an extra blocker. Again, you can play either side of the field. If you want to stack that left side, stack the right side, it doesn't matter. This dude is just another body that can help you just be productive along the offensive line. No, that play doesn't really do anything, but I just want to showcase you guys, yeah, if you want to play 13 personnel, he's a tight end that you'd really...
Hold on, I can fix that for you.
Right area, right? Trying to pound the football. Absolutely love this dude. What we're going to do in the video is break down some film. So let's kind of get into it. All right, so here's another play, playing right tackle.
Is it echoing now, Messi?
Again, These are some situations where
might be a little harder to hear
coming
though.
off the bench and being the extra depth guy does a great job. Look at this play to the outside. You're gonna see this guy initiate contact and try to use his speed to get around the edge. But look at the footwork, staying in front, never letting the guy off.
Was good, people.
These are things that make him a good
Breaking down a little bit of film with Mattydubs over the offensive lineman that we signed, who is really a floater. He really can float in any position. Like I said previously, the quality is what's in the end the question, though.
football player.
But it looks decent here in
The
Cincinnati.
experience is not there. He hasn't played.
At least over here in this right guard and right
Being able
tackle
to add a
position.
guy with this much versatility is huge. They end up getting a touchdown on that play.
Well, yeah, that's the
Again,
Jamar
I
Chase.
just love the fact that he can play multiple.
It's not echoing no more, Messi. Hell yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to take the chat off the screen for now until other people from other platforms tend to come in here. I may even bounce it like this so that it's not just this picture. It's there we go. Get a little bit of all of it. All right.
Positions, right? It's like having an extra 3 guys in your offensive lineman. It really is. Now, not only do I like it because of that versatility, but also the competitiveness. This dude's an absolute dog. He wants to play at a high level, and he wants to be coached.
Same play.
That alone you should be all in, honestly. Now, here's another example, right? They stack that left side, 13 personnel, get him out there to the left tackle, right, and watch him work, right? He's going to initiate a double team to get to the second level. Initiate, boom, second level, plug the gap. And there goes Joe Mixon for a 14-yard touchdown.
I ain't gonna lie, I mean, he looks decent in these positions that he's playing over here in Cincinnati, huh? That ain't bad. But will he make the 53-man roster? I don't know. It's crazy because we got like 15 offensive line right now, so we know a lot of them won't make the actual 53. Hey, Hill Prods or anybody else, click the thumbnail right here next to my name in the stream. There should be a thumbnail that says my name and it has this. Click that. Go to the channel. You guys are sitting right here. You need to be right here so that you guys can watch the video in the audio to what we're watching over here. See? You need to be on this live stream, which is this one. You guys are here. We need to be here. That way you guys can watch it. But what up, Hill Prods? What it do? What it do? Welcome. There you go. In the room. I see you, brother.
Now,
yes,
sir. He's going to be a day 1 starter. I'm not saying.
No, yeah, I mean, Mattydubs. We all know he ain't going to be a day 1 starter. Left guard, we got good old Tyler Smith. We know he's all pro at the position he plays, right? Left guard. They may move him to left tackle. That's still in question. We'll have to see what Tyler Guyton looks like. But if Tyler Guyton, what up, DK? You on the road stream as well, brother? You need to click the thumbnail and go to the other live stream. Oh, I forgot to turn the camera around. Whoop! There it is. Hey, but you need to click the thumbnail and go to the other live stream. The one that has the blue star with the RR cat, the RR star. The R upside down R star. But yeah, go into click that and go into there, and then you'll be in the right channel, the right stream. See, if you look, you guys are here right now. You need to be here. You are here, you need to be here. That way you guys can watch. I don't know why you can't, DK. That you may have to contact YouTube. I couldn't tell you, brother. I have no. I mean, I don't know the HR or the whatever it's called, customer service. I don't do YouTube customer service. But yeah, man, click the thumbnail and go to the other live stream. But yeah, so we got Tyler Smith at left guard. Maybe he might be getting moved out to left tackle. Now, that's only, I think, that if Tyler Guyton, who is our left tackle, who the coaches say he's been in the gym bulking up, which is what he needed to do because he had a hard time with someone with a strong bull press. There you go, DK. Yeah, I mean, like I said, DK, I have no idea why you can't. I mean, I'm not, I'm not on your channel to see what's going on, nor am I really YouTube customer service. So, what up, GOAT? What it do? What it do? Tap the live stream thumbnail. Tap the live stream thumbnail. You guys are here. Go to this live stream so you guys can watch Y'all can watch the actual video to what we're going to be reacting to. But yeah, Tyler Guyton should be bulking up here, is what they've been saying in the offseason. So if he does that and he comes back and he's looking better than he did last year, because he didn't look very stunning last year. He definitely didn't look first-round pick quality. But if he can do better, then I think he can hold his position. But if he doesn't step up, I feel like they're going to move Tyler Smith to left tackle. And then what they do from there is kind of a shakeup, because you got Tyler Bass. That would be your left guard. You got, I think Brock Hoffman's probably going to be the starting right guard. Terrence Steele at right tackle. And then you got Cooper Beebe on the center. So we'll have to see how it plays out.
It's gonna be a big
But we got like 15 offensive linemen, so we know they are not all gonna make it to the 53-man roster.
But I'm saying to have versatility, the dynamic, the ability to have a guy play multiple different positions.
But yeah, the fact that his position flex is across the entire offensive line definitely helps his case on him being able to make that 53-man roster. What up, Michael B? What it do?
Is always a big thing to have. That with competitiveness in training camp, OTAs, making guys work harder. I like this signing because of what he could potentially bring. It's low risk. It's high reward potential. Hey, again, don't misunderstand.
He does a
I'm
good
not saying
job.
he's going to be a Pro Bowler. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar guard or a superstar tackle. I'm saying he adds a lot more of a dynamic, a versatility, gives you more flexibility in the draft. You don't have to go and get more offensive linemen. And now you have a ton that they like. So it's never a bad thing to have too many old linemen, man. I'm telling you right now. This is a guy that has the pedigree.
What, you hear me open up the bag with the Sonic
at a
Mints?
high level.
What up, Star
What
Ashian? What it do? What it do? You chilling? Hell yeah, me too, brother. There you go.
We'll be breaking down the entire draft of the Cowboys, every single pick. We got you guys covered with a little bit of analysis, and then a couple of days after the draft, we're actually going to break down a lot of film on their new pickup. So join the family, and I'll see you guys then.
Matty family. Hit him up if you like that video. That's Mattydubs. Go check him out. All right. Back it up. Back it up. Look, all right, we got Attack on Cowboys talking about he knows who the Cowboys are going to pick. Now, obviously, this is still an opinion. Well, let's see what he's got going on, what he thinks. Let's check it out.
Well, Dallas Cowboys fans,
Shouts to AOC, man. Big ups to him.
Clear indication as to who's the early front runner for that first round pick by the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this clip, and be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content on the regular, even when I'm feeling under the weather. I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice.
Yeah, you can definitely get the vibe that he ain't feeling his 100 for sure if you're watching the video.
Bruh, I am getting my ass kicked right now by whatever heebie-jeebies I done caught. Let's get right in.
All right, before we get completely started, last little checkup. You guys got to click the thumbnail to go to my channel. You are here. If you go here, you will be able to watch the video that we are reacting to. So that's the trick right there. You got to go into the channel and click on the other the other live stream. There's 2 live streams.
All right, so what we're taking a listen to here is a clip from Matthew Golden from the Kate Adams show, brought to you by FanDuel. We're going to take a listen to this clip because it actually is going to reveal some very interesting things. And I don't know about you, but usually when we hear players speak about Jerry Jones in this fashion, it's because Jerry probably has some type of handshake deal in place with him.
Man, Jerry's always got some wild ass shit going on. Half the time we can't stand what the hell Jerry's doing.
Let's take a listen.
Matthew, I saw that you met Jerry Jones and you said he was.
This is Matthew Golden, one of the top 5 wide receiver draft prospect coming up. I think he's a underdog to be going to the Cowboys. Like I said, also Luther Burden. A lot of people are pegging Tech McMillan. A lot of people are pegging Tech McMillan to the Cowboys, or Amarian Hampton to the Cowboys at 12. If the Cowboys do not move back draft, which I think is a high possibility, if they can find a candidate within the top 20 picks, top 21 picks, that wants to trade up, depending on how this draft is falling, if they're able to move back, they may do that. But if not, I think Matthew Golden or Luther Burden may be the picks over over Ted McMillan for the Cowboys. That's just my hunch. Now, I ain't got no factual base to back that up. Other than that's my hunch. That's what I feel. But from what I've been hearing, a lot of teams value some of the traits that Matthew Golden and Luther Burden carry more so than what they can get with Tech. More than what the mainstream media is referencing or alluding to. And this is obviously up and Adam's show.
Yeah, let me see what this says. What is this photo? Why is it every time that I ask a prospect and I even just say the name Jerry Jones, their faces light up like the one that like you're
See, and that's the thing, man.
People want to go to the Cowboys. Their face lights up because the Cowboys are an enticing place to be and they want to go. What up, Terrence? Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, Terrence, if you gotta click that thumbnail, go to the live stream on in the channel. Sorry, man. I know it's kind of tricky, but click the thumbnail. You are here. You got to go to here. That way we can all watch the video together.
As much as y'all love to hate on Jerry Jones, as many issues as all you people got with Jerry Jones.
That man. Hashtag that man.
Oh, Jerry Jones has built something for himself that pretty much no other owner in the NFL has been able to build, and that's aura. This man Jerry Jones be aura farming at this point because you can see, bro.
I can't debate with that.
He wasn't even a twinkle.
Yo, AOC got a point. Attack on Cowboys got a point. I can't hit the aura that he has built. It's unmatched, man. People get excited when they talk about the Cowboys. I'm not talking about the media. I'm talking about draft prospects and even a lot of trade prospects. We hear it way too often. Now, is it just glazing the Cowboys because they want to be able to get in good with them? I don't know, but we always hear well, you can see it on their face. Like if you go over on the other stream, you'd see on his face that this man's happy. This man is excited to be around Jerry Jones. Being in the Cowboys facility, he was enjoying his time, and I think that they just get excited. Dallas Cowboys, that's a big thing. Biggest media outlet in the NFL. Most attention garnered in the NFL. So I mean, what it brings to become a Cowboy, it's got a lot extra that comes with it. Some of it is negative, maybe. Maybe some of it is negative. But hey, in the end of the day, it all makes that pocket much fatter for Jerry Jones, and that's what he enjoys. Yeah, Messi, you're supposed to only have 50 subs to be able to go live, is what it used to be. I don't know if they altered it or changed it, but we'll get back into this.
In his daddy's horny ass eyes, when his daddy inseminated his mama and made him, bro. When Jerry Jones took over this team and their gold era. Matthew Golden is only like 22, 21 years old or something like that. That brother is a 2000s baby. He ain't seen not one molecule of success from the Dallas Cowboys, but yet they take a picture with Jerry.
The fascination is still there.
They meet Jerry. They're meeting a local celebrity. They're meeting a football hero. So regardless of how y'all feel about it,
football hero is wild, AOC. Legend, maybe. Hero? I don't know.
Bro,
I don't know.
Jerry Jones and who he is as an entity within the football community still carry some weight with these younger cats, man. So
I mean, the mainstream media have been putting anything out there just to get some takes and get some views. Because this, I'm not really in it, but people like AOC, they be racking up. That's new school media be racking up the views and everything. Mainstream media is trying to catch up because they're a dying breed if they don't get on YouTube. What up, Graham? What's good, brother? I said your name right. Hey, yo, Graham. We're doing great over here, brother. We have a new way of streaming, which is why you haven't seen us. If you please click the thumbnail, you'll find out that there's 2 live streams on my channel. You are here right now, Graham. You got to go to this live stream. That way you can watch the video and my video while we sit here and react to the live stream. So you just got to go to the other live stream in my channel.
Honestly, place a value on something like that when your owner has that type of cachet where he has that celebrity.
Definitely looking forward to it, Graham.
To the younger athletes. I think that is honestly a bonus for the Cowboys. And it's part of the reason why we continue to see, we haven't won it forever, bro. We continue to see these young guys and these young players say, hey, man, I grew up a Cowboys fan. I love the Dallas Cowboys. There's a reason.
Like I said, man, we hear it all the time, whether it's rookie draft picks coming in or trade prospects that come in. Man, it was always a dream of ours, Cliff. Like, come on now. Having that star on your helmet does something to you. I'm telling you, man. The effect, the aura of having that star on your helmet, these players desire that. Yes, sir. There you go. There you go. Graham, if you're still commenting in this stream, you're not over there, though. The stream should look like this, Graham. It should look like this when you're in it. And see, I can bring stuff up on the screen. It'll pop up like this. Bam. You can't really see it on there. But it's on there. It pops up. But yeah, you got to click on the thumbnail that takes you to my channel. There's 2 live streams. The one with the blue background with the Dallas Cowboys star and the RR star logo is the one you want to be in the right channel. There you go, Terrence. You got it, brother. Yes, sir. That star on the helmet, man, it does something to you, man. And players desire wanting that. They want that star on their helmet. There ain't no other market out there that's going to put more eyes on you than the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to football. So, and they ain't won championships in 30 years, and it still has that effect. It's wild. That is wild to me. But it's good. Like I said, it's good and it's bad.
That base is the way it is. Not.
Hope that's not for sure.
All the hard work paid off.
Yep.
There's nothing that anybody can tell me to convince me otherwise that if Matthew Golden is available with pick 12, T-Mac is gone, or whatever it may be, there's no way I think.
See, I think AOC is still under the belief that the Cowboys are going to pick Ted McMillan over these guys. I'm not in the belief that Ted McMillan is the top wide receiver for the Cowboys. I'm in the belief that I think Luther Burden and Matthew Golden hold a higher value over Ted McMillan. Ted McMillan is desirable, but traits and pure wide receiver wise, I would look at Matthew Golden and Luther Burden possibly being higher candidates for a true wide receiver that can do it all. There you go, Graham. Brother, I got you. See? You got it, my boy. You got it. All right, let's get back into this.
That Matthew Golden won't be the pick. Even if T-Mac is there, at this point, he refers to that man as Coach Jerry. Jerry probably...
See? Now he's starting to come around to it. He said, let's take it back. Let's take it back. I think he's starting to come around to the fact that Ted McMillan might not be the Cowboys pick. Let's go.
Or whatever it may be, there's no way I think that Matthew Golden won't be the pick. Even if T-Mac is there, at this point, he refers to that man as Coach Jerry.
Go, I'm telling you, man, it's going to start to become a thing. I have a feeling something just tells me. I've been saying it.
Probably got the most geriatric heart.
I ain't going to lie. I started off the off season wanting Luther Burden. I kind of tapered myself into like a Genty mix or like a Ted McMillan mix. I kind of led into that myself as the offseason progressed. But then I started coming right back around, and I started going back to what my original thoughts were with Luther Burden. Matthew Golden was a sneak up on me. I wasn't speaking his name when this offseason first started. But it started to ring bells, and it made me have to go look into him. And then when I did, it just was what it was. But I put him in that conversation for sure.
From hearing him say that, bro. He refers to that man as Coach Jerry. There is no way Matthew Golden won't be the pick at 12. No way.
The problem is Jerry's not the coach, even though some may tell you that he may be.
Coach Jerry. I
No,
love
for real,
that.
Coach Jerry.
What did he say to your mom?
He was just talking to her, you know, just
Coach Jerry is crazy. I mean, he was there talking.
It is
football,
crazy.
telling her she
That's
raised a
wild.
very young man. You know, all the hard work paid off.
No. Honestly, if Genty falls, Messi, the Cowboys are taking him. There's no ifs, ands about that. I just don't believe Genty's gonna fall past the Raiders. I just don't see him falling past the Raiders. What? Chicky. Gotcha. Got you. All right.
Also, she did a tremendous job with me.
See, there it is. So Jerry pretty much gave his speech saying, "Yeah, we're gonna pick your son. If he's at 12, he's gonna be picked by the Dallas Cowboys."
Now we've said that to other players in the past, like a Jalen Ramsey. The Cowboys promised him. They promised him, if you're there at 4, we will pick you in 2016. And what did they do? They took Ezekiel Elliott at pick 4. Who was still available? Jalen Ramsey. Cowboys lied to that man's face. Told him they were going to take him. But that's part of the game. I mean, you got to get these players pumped up.
So to me, this rings similar as a situation like the Ezekiel Elliott situation in his draft, where it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that the Cowboys wanted to pick a Jalen Ramsey, but
and here we go. He's referencing the same insinuant that I was just talking about. I have not seen this video.
The board fell a certain way, and Ezekiel Elliott was still there.
That's just the history of the Cowboys.
They ended up going with Zeke. I can absolutely see this being one of those type of situations where, because
it very well could be the same type of
how it
situation here. Hey, the 4 of you that are in here, if you click the thumbnail that actually takes you to my channel, you'll notice that we have 2 live streams going on right now. One live stream is this one here that you're on, and then the other live stream has the video to the audio that we are watching. So it'll look something like that, like this right here. But you just got to click the thumbnail that takes you to my channel and actually go on it from there. Oh, I can actually take you there now real quick. And show you. Well, you guys might be able to figure it out yourselves too. But tap in in the chat. You guys getting in on the stream. I appreciate all y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in, tapping in with us. We're going to get right back into this video. Give me just 1 second, please. 1 smidgety of a second, please. That's all I ask for. Yeah. All right. We got it pulled up for you guys. So, all right. So, you guys click the thumbnail that takes you to the channel. You guys will be on this video right here. This is the first live stream. You guys need to go to this live stream right here. So that way we can all watch together. This is where everybody else is. So just tap in with us. Tap in with us and go to the other live stream. All right, back into the video.
Matthew Gold is 100%. You might as well pencil him in as the #1 pick for the Dallas Cowboys. Man, this is the only person we've heard come into that building and referring to Jerry in that type of way and talking about it in this type of way. He just seemed very enamored with the whole process with the Cowboys. It seemed like they swept the man off his feet. That's what it seemed like. But either way, Matthew Gold more than likely will be the #1 pick for the Dallas Cowboys. Just based off of that conversation right there. And you have to think that he was told at the interview if he's still there at 12, they're probably going to pick him, right? So I would be shocked if he's available and he isn't the pick for the Cowboys.
But like he just referenced, it ain't like the Cowboys ain't told someone they were going to pick him before and then didn't pick him. If I'm not mistaken, Jerry Rice was the same. No, Randy Moss. Randy Moss was the same way. Randy Moss was also supposed to be a Cowboy. What did the Cowboys do, though? They didn't take Randy Moss. No.
And I think the rest of
the man's face
depends on how the board falls, who ends up falling, who doesn't fall, who gets picked a little bit earlier, whatever it may be. But we are one
These
away
are the
from NFL
Sonic
draft,
men.
y'all. And things.
I don't know if you guys have a Sonic near you guys. The mints that they have. I absolutely love them. They're like peppermint soft mints.
Starting heat up a little bit. Either way, what you guys doing in? Cowboys.
Them
Y'all.
Cowboys. All right, well, we're gonna tap up off of there. See what else we got going on right now. Funking around with the Cowboys. Eagles trade Devontae Smith for Jalen Ramsey. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is that? I can't watch it, though. Cowboys draft Ashton Genty. Giants, what? I mean, that just sounds wild coming from the three-letter network. Adam Scheffner's latest on Jalen Ramsey trade to the Cowboys, Eagles, and Raiders amongst potential landing spots. I wish I could click one of these. Let's see.
All-pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey's time in Miami might be coming to an end. This are big news from yesterday. The Dolphins GM Chris Greer addressed the situation with Ramsey yesterday, providing a lot of clarity on just exactly what's going on here with the relationship between him and the team.
I will say,
Man, we've been hearing about this for a couple of weeks. I made a video about the Cowboys possibly trading for Tyreek Hill way back. Now we're talking Jalen Ramsey. We've already taken Rob Jones, one of their all-offensive guards. Just a Miami Dolphins free sale.
Quickly and
fire sale.
They're not taken lightly because we spent a lot of time this offseason working through this, talking through things. At the end of the day, Jalen did not ask for a trade. So we went through the process, and I just felt that after numerous conversations and then talking last week with Jalen and his agent, that it was best to move forward, and it was best interest of the Miami Dolphins and for Jalen Ramsey.
You know, Louis, I can't
feel as though everything is kind of all geared towards winning in all three phases of the game. Not just his phase, not just what he's doing, but he sees the big picture. And he's a guy who seems like he doesn't have a whole lot of tolerance for when he doesn't feel like things are really going that way. And it just seems like, you know, he would be a guy who maybe would be, you know, really rejuvenated and kind of would maybe walk.
Lou, I love that. And
I'd love to see him rejuvenated in Dallas. It'd be nice to have Jalen Ramsey with DeRon Bland.
You know, we in draft time and everybody wants to get young, but Jalen Ramsey, I truly feel, still can be a championship piece. So
he's been a very productive piece, still late in his career here. Jalen Ramsey has had obviously some fall off, and I really think that from what I've heard from other people is maybe he should become a safety to lengthen his career even longer, kind of a la like a Charles Woodson did. Maybe something like that would be beneficial for Jalen Ramsey here in the next season or two. We'll have to see.
Rounded by a team just plugging them in and playing. And one of the places that we just talked about, Baltimore, they're a team that has always welcomed veterans that have played at a high level in the secondary and the wide ability to get the football. I'll be interested to see if they would even be in the talks, because Baltimore obviously.
Miami be looking to.
Chad's really quiet. Hopefully everybody's hearing live at 8 o'clock as well, man. We got WWE Friday Night SmackDown Road to WrestleMania edition. I know the thumbnail doesn't say that, but hey, it is what it is, guys. We'll get it going.
To replace Ramsey in round one?
Well, I think that's definitely on the table, but I wouldn't, just rule that's going to be the selection they're going to.
Who does Daniel Jeremiah think that Jalen Ramsey possibly goes to?
I'm focused on that position. There's more picks later on. To me, the offensive lines where you at least got to start and have the conversation. I know they've said Patrick Paul, last year's second-round pick, is going to plug right in and be that left tackle. How confident are they that he's going to be able to take over from Terron Armstead? Because this draft has options for you where they're.
Man, I feel bad for Tua. I mean, he got his money, but I feel bad for Tua.
Picking at 13, Armand Membu.
That boy just got hit so much, and he gets those concussions so easily. Me too, Terrence. I would love to have Jalen Ramsey over here, like 100%.
Banks from Texas. These guys who could kick inside if he needed him to, and maybe Paul works out. If Paul doesn't work out, you've got options there. but they're going to win games based on how many times they can run Tua Tagovailoa out there each and every Sunday. And to me, it starts with making sure he's protected. Yeah, I completely agree with DJ.
I think they're getting off the
protecting
subject of Jalen Ramsey.
If you're going to move Jalen Ramsey, though, to the guy's credit, I think you want to give him a contender.
I think he would give up. 100%. The attitude he has, and he's a tackling quarterback like Eberflus looks for. Like, I really think that, I think he'd be a really good fit in the Eberflus defense. And next to Deron Bland, and hopefully Trayvon gets out there, him too. Man, then you got Overshawn who'll come back at some point, flying around. Man, it's going to look much better than it did last year. I'll tell you that.
Somebody where he can go in and he can be motivated to show up to work every day. You mentioned Atlanta. I'll give you a couple more. Minnesota, Green Bay. What about Tampa? Todd Bowles, he wants to.
What about Dallas? What about us? Maybe we want to be in on this conversation.
Blitz a lot. You can put Jalen Ramsey in a lot of that man-to-man situation. Plus, Florida is a no-tax state. So there are several situations.
Hey, Texas is a no-tax state as well.
With a corner of his caliber, somebody who's got the pellets on the wall, the Jalen Ramsey, who can play inside and outside, who has scheme versatility. There's several spots in this league where he can play. It's all about if Miami and Jalen have come to the conclusion that Miami is no longer the place for him, then it's about finding where he wants to go. And to me, there's a plethora of places, Swagoo.
Yeah, I think specifically, Bud, you mentioned a lot of teams, obviously a contender would be in Jalen sights. And remember, he's a Super Bowl champion already. I think a lot of times when players get to this point, when they play such good football, they want to go somewhere where the team around them
can win.
Point, Bud,
is where the team around them is young and hungry and wants to win, and he can help guide the young player. Like that, to me, is 100% where Jalen Ramsey would be over here. What up, Jace? Jace, you in the wrong channel, brother. You got to click the thumbnail. Well, you in the right channel. You in the wrong stream. Click the thumbnail. Go back to the YouTube channel. Click this. Go to the channel. You're here right now. Go here. That's where you need to be. That way you can watch the video with us, Jace. All right.
Invigorate them. And be in a position.
That's what I'm talking about. He can be the veteran guidance under these people. Yeah, Jace, you got it, brother. He can be the veteran guidance over these young dogs, helping them get that championship pedigree together.
Position each and every
he's
Sunday
been there.
to not only win games, but to make plays. And I can't think of a better place than Baltimore. I still come back to that.
Really? You out of all people? Really? Marcus Spears, out of all people that played for the damn Dallas Cowboys, are gonna, man.
Now, this is obviously wishful thinking we hear in April. The amount of points that Lamar Jackson and this offense can put up, and his opportunity to get the ball and take the ball away and make plays because the pass game has to happen, it just gets me excited about him.
No.
Being in Baltimore across from Marlon Humphrey and Kyle Hamilton.
And you got Goofball over here smiling like he don't know what to do ear to ear with them damn Hurleys. Come on now.
Look, you live in Florida. That's why, you know a thing or two about tax.
Yes, I live in Florida. Sunshine and no state taxes. You can play golf all the time, bro.
Okay, thanks for that. Still to come on NFL Live.
All right, so yeah, we're not gonna watch the rest of that. All right, so that's it about that segment. Says breaking: Cowboys hired cornerback Jahad Barron in surprise move that shocks fans. Cowboys news. This is one of those fake channels, I think.
The best surprises are the ones you don't see coming.
Yeah. That's somebody that's untrustworthy. False information all over the place. Cowboys final draft plan 5 hours ago. Brian brought us VOCH Lombardi. Nick Eatman, or no, that's Kyle HOLMES, and then I don't know that boy's name. We might tap in on that. Oh, look. We got CeeDee Lamb.
Let's talk about CeeDee Lamb and his workout. I'm telling you guys, man.
Right now, he has space. Fall out of his other teams right now. No, we got plenty of cap space right now. We got like 49 million, some shit like that. 40 or 39, 49, something crazy like that. We still got plenty of cap space. We're definitely not done. We're still signing players. We just signed a player. I mean, purely depth. But the last 2 weeks, we signed 2 players. Hell yeah, they could afford Ramsey.
Explosive. It's really good to run it.
Cowboys got plenty of salary cap.
In between the splits
Plenty.
and being able to show
They got plenty of money. Plenty of money. Flies. Shut up, flies.
He's a yak guy. And we can argue and say that, yeah, this looked more like a running back drill, but when you're talking about CD, you're thinking of a guy that got the ability to create space and warrant the attention. Now,
it's Sonic mints, man. I love them.
Granted, CD can play all positions, whether it's X, Y, or Z. And primarily, he dominates in the Z role, meaning that he got two-way goals and he can line up on the outside. I get all of that. But what teams tend to do is bracket CD, or they roll the coverage over the top on him, even though he's not a 4-3 or 4-4 guy. Now, he is a guy that still warrants attention. I get all of that. And you give CeeDee Lamb two-way goals, he will rip and shred you apart. You can't name top 5 wide receivers without adding CeeDee name into the mix.
Nope. I don't think you can do the top 3 without adding CD.
So what I want the Cowboys to do, they got this weapon. They know what he brings to the table. They know that he's an easy 1,300, 1,400-yard guy.
Without trying.
Double-digit touchdown if necessary. And he can create the space, and he can be that safety blanket for most quarterbacks. Right? But what you want to do is get a
they're not open.
That's
not even open.
Wide receiver on the outside.
Not open.
They can stay there on the outside. They can warrant the attention of the one-on-ones that they may exhibit and exude. And the Cowboys been ordered of that, right? And not just that, the Cowboys need a true run game, meaning that if you have this.
Hey, dude, I'm not gonna open them just to give you one because you're fussing. That's how you get none. You quit fussing.
Safety on top.
That's not how you
come
get
down
things.
Inside the box to stop the run. And now that would take away rolling of the coverages CeeDee Lamb's way, right? They won't roll coverage if you're running the ball. Here's my thoughts. Now, this draft is right around the corner. Maybe you grab somebody that can warrant the attention of winning the one-on-one. And if you can get a versatile guy that can play X, Y, and Z.
Oh, because I didn't give you a gummy.
X receiver.
Come on now.
No casting of aspersions on Mingo, Ron Flanoy, and let's say a Jalen Tolbert. However, you're looking at a situation where they're trying to improve that department by bringing in fresh legs and someone who can probably take the top off the defense. You can go it that way, or someone that can be on the outside all by themselves and still win their one-on-ones. Now, most teams tend to put their best DB on CD, right? And they tend to roll coverage CDs, right? So what if you get another guy and you put them out there, right? And they win their one-on-ones, right? Now you're going to have the changing of the minds of how you.
That's what I'm thinking. They're probably going to trade back, Terrence. There's been hints of that for sure.
Attack the Dallas Cowboys. Now some teams will get crafty enough to put their best DB on the number 2 wide receiver, and that's where I want CeeDee Lamb to eat at, right? If you got a subpar DB on him, you know he's going to kill you with the two-way goals. And keep in mind, CD still can play the X, the Y, or the Z.
That's crazy. Look, I just caught this in my eyes. Cowboys Micah Parsons showing defensive. Hold on, what does it say? Leadership next level. That's what we need to be seeing.
Let's look into the film of leadership of Micah Parsons working with his trainer, off-season trainer, Lance. And you see Osa out there, and you will also see Denzel Jackson, as well as Ernest Brown and Luigi, all of those boys, they're working at getting this thing going the best way possible. That's Luigi right there. It's a strike through. And watch the feet of Parsons, one of the faster feet in the National Football League, and that's Michael Parsons. The speed is real, the dexterity and everything. And this is Osa getting the work in. So when you start thinking of short area quickness, getting upfield, you got to think of Osa, and then your strike and your counter strike, disengage and getting upfield, being able to keep your chest clean.
1 second, chat. I gotta get you guys. I gotta get involved. So.
Hey, what?
No, you got dinner, bro. No, it's not your candy to begin with. You don't have candy. You got dinner and Baba. Come on. Well, then be a sore sport. You sit there and act like that and get nothing.
And that's what that drill is all about. And be where your feet at. Any lineman, whether it's defense or offense.
Michael Parsons out here showing he's the boss, showing he's the man. Follow my lead and we'll get this game. What up, Caribou? You know what I mean, man? You got to stop listening to ESPN and these three-letter networks. They be blind as hell when it comes to their tapes. They have no common sense and they're blind as hell. Like, they don't see what's going on. And they try to push these narratives out there. This was a decorative towel.
Oh, no towel.
You got your dinner right here, bro.
Yeah, Richard sounds asleep.
Of course he is. That makes sense.
What time did you wake up?
Normal-ish.
You napped earlier today, too.
But yeah, man, comparing Shador Sanders sucks.
You got to have quick
He's not even in my top 50. He ain't even tried it.
feet, flexibility, and you got to have the ability to dip shoulders, disengage, rip, and get upfield. And those are counters that you need to have in this game. But what's most important with this is Parsons being able to stand tall with his leadership and being able to bring these guys about so that everybody can be on the same page. And now you see more and more people, more and more individuals out here with Parsons and getting work in. And as we can see, we all know what Parsons brings to the table. He is a double-digit sack guy every season.
I appreciate you, Terrence. I appreciate it, brother. I just do the best to be what I can, because I didn't have one that showed me how to, because he was non-existent. So build it up from scratch and just do the best I can.
Then he brings that to the table. Now, one thing about influence, it's something that's contagious. It can spill upon from one person to the next, and that's also energy. Be careful and be mindful of the energy that you keep, whether it's good or bad. Great energy transferred to great people, and great people know how to get that energy and put it on the field and apply it, right? So we're looking at all of those things, and we're saying that this particular team, with leadership starting with Parsons, being able to look back at this and saying, okay, I'm in a contract year, right? I got contracts on the table, but I'm going to let everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, know that it's about to go down in the right way.
He's got this D-line out here to work, and I like seeing them out there working together. They're gonna rig it for him. Oh man, I know you ain't telling me nothing. I don't know Caribou. I know they're gonna overvalue that man. Shedeur Sanders in the pocket is horrible. He has no presence and no awareness in the pocket. All he can do is scramble on the run and throw it all. And he's not even that great at that. He can make some magic happen, but not any more than he's Kirk Cousins. Shedeur Sanders is Kirk Cousins. And maybe he can play better under the bright lights than Kirk on Monday Night Football or on prime time. I don't know. Maybe not. We haven't seen it. But that's who Shedeur Sanders is. Kirk Cousins. That's it. He can play some good football. Yeah. But is he near the level of anyone that should be even drafted in the first round? Hell no. But are they going to glaze the crap out of him because of his daddy? Yeah. That's called nepotism, though. And I ain't for it. His talents don't, for me, put him in the first round. I would probably take Jackson Dart over him. I would definitely take Cam Ward over him. And honestly, this is a piss poor draft for QB prospects. I really don't think that there's one. Cam Ward's the closest thing that they have in this draft to being a real number one draft pick prospect. He's not really that, though. He probably falls late first round on most people's draft evaluations. Maybe mid first round, but even that, and that's talking Cam Ward. Shedeur Sanders on most people's draft boards is number 60. I've heard some people even having him outside their top 100. I don't think he plays anything like what his dad played like. Obviously, the position is different, but the level of play just ain't there. And he's arrogant as fudge. This man is arrogant as fudge, bro. Yo, look, I got 2. Yo. Watch time, bro. Come on.
In the best way possible.
We don't care that you scored a touchdown and showed your watch. Learn to be humble.
Well, because there will be no loose ends with
act like your ass has been there before.
This, and I want to carry this team right with me. I am the leader of this.
But I like seeing this. This is our D-line practicing together, playing together in the offseason, getting this workout in, getting on the same page with each other. I like it.
I am the leader of this defense.
And this is something that this new coach is pushing, is chemistry. He wants the players to build relationships with each other along with the coaches so that the chemistry will be original and true and will be there. And this team has lacked that. But that's what they're trying to build.
I am the voice culture for the voiceless. All of those things, and it starts right here. Look at Osameh, got them quick feet too. One of the things that I want to bring up.
Yeah. This is the same video over and over again, though. I'm not going to go through the whole message. This is Law Nation's channel. If you guys like the audio or the video to it, go ahead and please go check him out. Law Nation is one of the doper Dallas Cowboys content creators. He's one of the old heads doing it. He's definitely got one of the most sets of subscribers for the fan base over here. And this is Dallas Cowboys Disrespect Future Hall of Famer. I don't know what all that is, but we're going to check it out.
Surprise, surprise, Dallas.
Maybe they're talking about something with Tyron Smith. And oh, yeah, man, shout out to Tyron Smith for all he did. Cowboys signed him back on a one-day contract so he could retire at home where he belongs, in Dallas.
Cowboys fans and people outside of our home have found reasons to be upset at our owner. Once again, as he makes a somewhat surprising move in the wake of the future Hall of Famer retiring. In addition to this, CeeDee Lamb and Michael Parsons are both uber invested into not only their bodies, but this upcoming season. And what this means for the rest of the team. Let's get right into it. But first, be sure to be on the lookout for our live broadcast here on the Attack on Cowboys channel. I will be live broadcasting the NFL draft from my channel. I got a whole setup ready for you guys. We're going to be doing a live pass giveaway during the live stream exclusively on the Attack on Cowboys YouTube channel. So be sure not to miss the Attack on Cowboys live draft show. It's the only draft show. You can win some money, y'all, just from knowing about your Cowboys, just for chilling with us during the draft, as we give you our analysis, breakdowns, updates, and full coverage dedicated specifically to the NFL draft. But without further ado, let's get right into today's episode. Yeah, CD, I'd be making that face too if I was spending as much money as you are on your body maintenance, bro. We're going to get to that, though, y'all. We're going to get to that. The first piece of
what's he talking about?
Today, though, is people are upset.
CD Lamb overspending for his body maintenance. Hey, man, keep that body right. Be a good receiver for the rest of your career, and I'm going to complain.
Left tackle Tyron Smith, who we now know has signed a one-day contract with the team and is retired as a Dallas Cowboys, and he wore that number 77 number throughout his entire career.
Definitely surefire Hall of Famer, Tyron Smith.
Legit thing kind of raise your eyebrow at. He's like, wait a minute, Jerry, you were just in a press conference with Tyron Smith talking about how you wish you were able to win a championship with him.
Why the hell do they have Charles as the back jersey number here?
He's one of the best to ever do it.
Why the hell does this say Charles and not Smith?
Famer and all this stuff. And then literally hours after the man's press conference is over, we find out that a brand new offensive line.
Oh, they're giving Shador. Oh, they're giving Shahid Charles number 77. No, like he ain't him. He ain't him. Shahid Charles ain't Tyron Smith. I don't give a damn. Obviously, Cowboys, we don't really retire numbers, but to give this guy Tyron Smith's number, like, man, I don't really like it. That's a shot. And we just retired this man.
Last season, by the way, his own right, is now wearing the number 77. Now, people feel like this is disrespectful to Tyron Smith. People feel like this is a smack in the face, especially since the guy literally retired the same day that this number was given out. And I understand that sentiment. I completely understand that if you are not aware of the Cowboys' tradition in history, then you would probably feel away as well. But I got to ask you something.
I do know their history and traditions, and to me, that's not a part of any of it.
Number 73, and even Zach Barkley himself was given a number 70 that also belongs to a Hall of Fame in his own right.
All right, yes, but Zach Martin was a number 1 draft pick, a round 1 draft pick. That man came in, we knew he was going to be a stud. We don't know what Shahid Charles is going to be.
Still right, 73 belonging to Larry Allen. We actually take a look at all the players that wore the number 73 after Larry Allen is actually a pretty extensive list. Larry Allen wore it from 1994 to 2005. The next person to put that jersey number on was only 5 short years later in 2010 with a guy named Jeremy Clark, who literally was off the team the same exact season. After that, Mackenzie Bernardo put the number on, and he wore it for 3 seasons here. And then we had Joe Looney also wearing the vaunted number 73, which represents one of the best offensive linemen in NFL history. Probably one of the most terrifying offensive linemen in NFL history. So I present that to you guys, and it's like, okay, yes, it's a little bit of a slap in the face. It's happened quicker than it's happened pretty much in the past. Like I said, it took
definitely happened way quicker.
That number.
There's nobody over there right now, Messi.
After Larry Allen wore it,
we're low on people right now. Nobody's used to me being live this early.
And the next person to wear that jersey was Howard Richards in 1981. So literally just 2 years later, after what we now know as a Hall of Famer, we saw someone don the same number he wore. And what you have to realize about the Dallas Cowboys is they just have the ring of honor. And they have sacred jerseys, like the number 88. You know, there's certain jersey numbers that are sacred. 22. They haven't really given 22 out to a lot of guys. Or Troy Aikman's number, they haven't really given that one out, right? But besides that, there are not a lot of guys that they're just holding jersey numbers for. In fact, you'll see that there's situations
the Cowboys don't retire jerseys at all.
Their ring of honor more than one time. The number 94 is going to be put up in their ring of honor more than one time, y'all. So
let me know if the audio over here is too loud.
It's a little bit jarring to see someone get a signed Tyron Smith jersey number immediately after he retires, and we know he's going to get first ballot Hall of Famer. It's like, do you just withhold that number from guys? Do you kind of make that into like an 88 club thing? But at the same time, like, hey, not really. I think the number 70 is probably closer to becoming like one of those 88 club type of deals. Now you have Rayfield Wright and Zach Martin who wore that jersey number, so maybe they'll become a little bit more selection for who wears next. But I mean, yeah, you can honestly take that with either way. I'm just providing the facts behind the situation.
Yeah, we know the Cowboys aren't going to take the number off the market. They just have too many people that are surefire Hall of Famers that have worn numbers. We would be numberless if we retired numbers as Cowboys.
You guys make up your own mind while being informed. If you still want to be pissed, by all means, go ahead.
I mean, I ain't mad at it. I just think it's wild.
The next thing I want to touch on, man, is apparently CeeDee Lamb is spending about $1.3 million a year to maintain his body and health. This was an article.
$1.3 million a year. $1.3 million a year to maintain his fitness and health. Man, hopefully that boy stays completely healthy. It's a lot of money. You got people like Chad Ochocinco Johnson that tell you go eat McDonald's and stop training.
CeeDee Lamb
never had an injury.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of money. Every 2 weeks is $50,000. There's 52 weeks in a year. That's your number. That's right. The 26-year-old athlete spends about 1.3.
I wish I just made $52,000 every 2 weeks.
$1 million a year.
Let alone spending that on my body.
Really bad math. But Lamb said a large chunk of that sum goes towards the recovery routine, which includes everything from ice baths and steam room sessions to red light therapy and hyperbaric chambers. Yep, there it is, the hyperbaric chamber, man. A lot of the top quality athletes, LeBron James, a lot of the best athletes in the world use that a lot. The list could go on. He said, what I do for a living, it's very physical. And some short weeks are more lethal than your regular 7-day schedule. So I'm just staying on top of that and always trying to replenish the body and stay hydrated. Keep my muscle functioning up and try to get a lead on my opponent. CeeDee said it's about waking up and making the right decision at all times, trusting your work, trusting in everything that you believe in, and you make better decisions than you did the day before. And that's honestly how I live my life. So I really relate to CeeDee Lamb as it pertains to that perspective. I feel like as long as you can wake up every day, you do what you know is the right thing.
Hey, man, if he stays healthy and he's happy, man, I'll be it. Let him spend that money. What up, Yeet? Yeah, we'll be WWE at 8 o'clock.
And you got to be able to lay your head down every day knowing that you did your best, man. And wake up to the same thing every single day. That's how I go about my days. That's why
I wake up trying to be one. I just wake up trying to be 1% better every day than I was the day before. That's all I try to do. Just be 1% better than I was the day before. If I'm more than that, then hey, so be it. I'm proud about it. But if not, hey, I'll take it. Just try to make every day great on purpose.
Sit right.
Live every day with purpose.
Like I didn't handle my business the way I should have in that particular period of time. So I completely understand that. Now, the other part of this is Michael Parsons is once again, he's hard at work. And I wanted to bring this up because
he's hard at work, yes, but he's also out there training with his teammates to help build chemistry and character and leadership.
And there was a lot of attention given to Michael Parsons last offseason when he was doing the whole Bleacher Report thing in China and wrestling sumos and doing all that other stuff. And while it's only April, it's plenty of time.
He's in the gym working.
It's only April. I gotta say this, man. We haven't seen Michael Parsons making all these different public appearances just like he was making last offseason. We haven't seen him just put his hand on a lot of stuff. Most we've seen of Mike is he'll chirp in here and there on Twitter. But man, outside of that,
but he said he likes doing it. He says Twitter's his outlet. He likes Twitter. So some people play games. I go on Twitter. But hey, yo, if you're in this stream, please just click the thumbnail that takes you to my channel. I know, this gets old. Takes you to my channel. The thumbnail that takes you to my channel. You guys are here. Go here. That way we can watch the video and react and live all together. We all be together. You'll be able to watch the video.
You talk to anybody close to him and you know he works all time. He's doing two-a-days throughout the season, throughout the summer, throughout the off-season. The dude is working. He has locked into a different level this particular offseason based off the results that happened last year and based off the fact that he's excited because he knows he has a new opportunity in front of him, kind of taking over as the leader for the defensive side of the ball for this franchise.
He's definitely taken over as the leader for the defense. Man, and it looks like he is embracing that role, which is good. It's what we need. Like he said when D-Ball left, it's my turn, my time. Let's go. Let's get this.
Everybody's locked in. It really feels like everyone is locked in. It feels like the entire team is motivated. There's an energy about everything going on around the team, with the players, everybody around the building. They will tell you the energy is tangible. And I just hope that's infectious. And I hope those guys are able to carry that with them throughout the offseason so they can have
everything we're hearing coming out of the Cowboys facility is good. It sounds good. I'm just ready to see how it looks. If it starts to look good, then we'll be happy.
Excellent off-season programming and throughout the actual season. And I just want to see how.
I mean, we got 15 right now, Terrence. We know 15 won't make the 53-man roster. So.
I have a lot. I have a lot of faith in Brian Schottenheimer. I'm not gonna lie. I think Brian Schottenheimer is gonna do a damn.
The way the players and all the under coaches, the assistant coaches have talked, has bought me faith in Brian Schottenheimer. I'm gonna get a shirt that says, "Yo," it's gonna say something like I'm with the shots, and it'd be like Brian Schottenheimer with a shot glass as a cartoon character on the back. I think that'd be pretty dope.
And good job. And this could honestly end up being one of the better decisions that Jerry Jones has made in a very long time as it pertains to hiring Brian Schottenheimer. And you can already kind of see the fruits of that right now, man. This is a very, very motivated version of the Cowboys we can see. But keep it up on my channel. Upload for you every single day. If you keep it up on my channel, then you will see what I'm talking about as it pertains to the motivation level and just kind of the different factors that are involved with how the Cowboys are approaching their off-season programming. But either way, again, reminder, be sure to tune in to my...
Definitely. Tap in with AOC, Attack on Cowboys. Great content, as always. But yeah, man, I don't see us taking an offensive lineman either. Not with how much we've been picking them up.
Let's look into the film of leadership.
We also pick up Hakeem Agenzi. I don't know who that is. I'm going to type it in, though.
The Dallas Cowboys have signed 27-year-old offensive lineman Hakeem Adeniji out of free agency. The veteran offensive lineman was drafted in the 6th round of the 2020 NFL Draft by the Cincinnati Bengals and was then let go in 2023. And honestly, as bad as the Bengals offensive line has been, that should let you know everything that you need.
Purely a depth piece.
You need to know about the exact quality of the type of player that we're getting. However, he looks to join the Cowboys as adding position depth for the offensive line room as he adds much needed versatility, being able to play both guard and tackle positions while also having 15 starts under his belt at the NFL level. With the Cowboys now having 15 offensive linemen currently on their depth chart, this casts some serious doubt on the idea that the Cowboys may be looking for offensive linemen early on in this year's NFL draft.
I agree.
Follow more Dallas Cowboys content.
100%. Let's listen to G. Let's talk Cowboys.
Well. The Cowboys at it again. The Cowboys front office this offseason has been relentless. Unlike in years past where they seem to go on vacation and do absolutely nothing to help this team in the offseason. No, the Cowboys are busy. And the Cowboys have added another big body to the offensive line room of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm about to tell you why every Dallas Cowboy fan should be excited about Hakeem Adeniji. Let's talk Cowboys. He always seems to come up with great short videos about some of these players that are being picked up around the league. And let's hear what he has to say about one.
I think he's about to react to Mattydubs.
Dallas Cowboys have just added a very dynamic, versatile offensive lineman who actually has been in the Super Bowl and played with the Cincinnati Bengals just a few years ago. This is going to be someone that adds a whole new level of.
Exactly. They need the depth too, Terrence. They needed it.
Whole new dynamic to this offensive line. A absolute workhorse, a guy that you just want on your football team, has a great story. But the one thing that I absolutely love about Hakeem Adeniji is his ability to play every single position outside of center. So he can play left tackle, he can play left guard, he can play right guard, he can play right tackle. Now, why is that important?
We were talking about this earlier in the chat. Yeah, I'll definitely be live for the draft, Terrence. I'll also be live tonight for WWE and WrestleMania this weekend.
You now have a guy that can fill in different holes, right? If someone gets injured and can't play week 3 and week 4, boom, you have a guy that you can plug and play. Honestly. Now, here's another example, right? They stack that left side, 13 personnel, get him out there to
Joe Mixon to the end zone. We saw this earlier in the stream.
To the left tackle, right, and watch him work, right? He's going to initiate a double team and get to the second level. Initiate, boom, second level, plug the gap. And there goes Joe Mixon for a 14-yard touchdown. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be a day one starter. I'm not saying he's going to be a big-time player. But I'm saying to have versatility, the dynamic, the ability to have a guy play multiple different positions is always a big thing to have. Not only
definitely. Cowboys definitely need that depth. 100% on that O-line.
Only that, but competitiveness in training camp, OTAs, making guys work harder. I like this signing because of what he could potentially bring. It's low risk, it's high reward potential. Okay, so again, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying he's going to be a Pro Bowler. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar guard or a superstar tackle. But I'm saying he adds a lot more of a dynamic, a versatility, gives you more flexibility.
And he's a big boy, which is good.
In the draft, you don't.
There it is. He's saying the same thing. People have to understand
that we're not going to have to draft O-line, especially early on. Will they take one later on? Maybe, but early, they're not drafting a offensive lineman. They're just not going to do it. It's not going to happen. They're building the depth for the offensive line here in the free agency so that they do not have to address it in the draft. That's the whole purpose. So it's going to be a true competition at every position, just like Brian Schottenheimer's been saying. That he wants competition for every position so that the best that he has acquired can be on the field performing.
Is what they are. So you're telling me that a kid in the draft, 5th, 6th, or 7th round draft pick would be better than this guy? I don't believe so. The Cowboys are doing some things that are genius. And again, I absolutely appreciate what the Cowboys have been doing. Man, bring in that depth. Bring in guys who want a second chance. Bring in guys who are hungry. Bring in some guys who actually have some skill. free up more draft picks to where if you want to bring in more skill positions, because those positions translate to the NFL quicker than some of the offensive linemen and defensive linemen. They take a little time to develop. We'll get some guys who've already been getting.
Yeah, that's where the trade talks for Jalen Ramsey were coming into place, Terrence. We get Jalen Ramsey to come over here and play beside DaRon Bland. Give him some of that championship pedigree. Give him some of that veteran knowledge and leadership. And when Trayvon comes back, that trio would be dangerous. That's my opinion. I think that'd be dangerous. Throw the ball where? To who? You want to throw it to DaRon Bland? You want to throw it to Jalen Ramsey? You want to throw it to Trayvon Diggs? Like, go ahead. Go ahead. But I agree. I also think that there's a high depth in the draft for cornerback as well.
Getting developed, and then you bring in some of those skill positions, and you turn your team into a juggernaut powerhouse. Man, I'm telling you, tell me anything you want to. I love what the Cowboys are doing. The Cowboys are finally, they're building a team.
Yeah, it's only taken them forever. It won't matter if Trayvon gets back to what he was before the injury. Now that's the in question, but that's why we bring in someone like a Jalen Ramsey to play next to DaRon Bland. And we forget we lost Travion Martin. What the hell, bro?
What you think? Like, share, subscribe. Shout out to Mattydubs if you haven't subscribed.
Shout out to Mattydubs.
Please
OG
do.
with Let's Talk Cowboys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's got some pretty good content. He's an up-and-coming Cowboy fan, too. He's actually got more than I do, though. He doesn't do as many live streams, though. He does more post videos. I need to just post more videos instead of always doing live streams. I just need to make some off-live videos and post them. Yeah, it's just been crazy, so. Right now he is. We'll see how he gets back. I agree. I'm not far from agreeing on that, Carnage. If he comes back and he can't play, then yeah, it's time to move on, unfortunately. If he comes back and he's playing like he was prior, we'll see. But this injury shit sucks for him. Injury his body just gave out on him, it seems like. It's not cool.
Wonderful, guys. It's the same as it always is, you know, and that's a cliche, but it's true. There's not really seasons. It just kind of fluctuates between 65 and 80, depending on the day.
So we're getting closer to this NFL draft, but we got big news. Tyron Smith will be signing a one-day deal with the Cowboys. We'll have a presser tomorrow. He is retiring. So now we got Zach Barton and Tyron
True
Smith
Hall of Fame
in the same offseason. Maybe they can go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame together. That would be incredible. Do you have thoughts on Tyron's career and maybe your favorite Tyron Smith moment?
Oh, man. You know, really, it's just surreal. Zach and Tyron both.
That was definitely, Terrence, a possibility that I have talked about previously before. I wanted us to honestly trade the 18 and the 12 to Seattle, pick up DK, give them the 170th pick, maybe throw in a Jalen Brooks. We get DK in the 18th pick and then take Amari and Hampton. That was my original plan. Cowboys screwed it up, and then they went on hold and let Seattle trade DK for a third-round draft pick. So the compensation that I was willing to give them was more than enough. If anything, it was gracious. Now, obviously, the Cowboys was going to have to pay DK too, but you could also lighten this year's salary cap hit by extending him further out. But that's besides the point. They didn't do it, so. You're a fool, Carnage.
I mean, Zach, I guess was the first player whose like entire career I covered.
Your chat, you've been slacking in the chat. You've been slacking lately, Carnage. Where you been?
I actually went to the airport to pick him up the day that he arrived in Dallas, which was pretty cool. Tyron obviously got there a little bit before me. My favorite Tyron Smith memory was probably running into him over the summer one year. Like, you know, like you run into like a teacher.
He must have got plowed over. Tyron Smith was a big dude.
During the summer, and you're like, oh my God, yeah, like you have a life, I have a life outside of school. It was kind of like that, where I ran into him like out just doing his thing one summer, and he was telling me about all the like appointments and the stuff that he does during the summer to get ready for a season, like, you know, doctor's appointments, PT appointments, all this type of stuff, and how it was like you know,
getting ready for Easter. Yeah, I had to go do a bunch of that kind of stuff
really
earlier
think about
today.
It's kind of out of sight, out of mind. I mean, we know players do all this maintenance to their body, but you don't actually get to see it or hear that much about it. And he was just kind of telling me about his routine. I was like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah, I'm
like,
sure Tyron's routine was crazy.
To be ready. And then we know he battled injuries anyway. Like, that's how physical it is playing offensive line, that you can do all of that. And, you know, you're getting in a minor car crash like 40 or 50 times a week. There's only so much you can do. He's one of the toughest dudes I've ever been around. I think he's a Hall.
There's your acknowledgement, Carnage. Hey, Carnage, I will be live tonight for wrestling. Just letting you know, I don't have to work. My part of the job got canceled, so I don't have to go. So I will be live at 8 o'clock. I'll be ending this probably before 6 or around 6 at the latest, but I'll be back at 8 o'clock.
Famer, ironically, I think it sucks for him that he's going in at the same time as Zach, because Zach has the better case. And if only 5 guys can get in, then I don't know.
That'd be wild if Zach and Tyron both got in the Hall of Fame the same year. Obviously, one of them is going to get booted out. Zach has better numbers, but Tyron is just as much of an argument.
They're going to put 2 guys in the same position group from the same team in the Hall of Fame at the same time. It would be really cool. But I mean, if you're choosing between the 2, I think you're going to take Zach Martin. So I think it's
laugh my ass off. Y'all are hilarious.
It's kind of ironic that Zach might ultimately hurt his case as a first ballot guy. But I'm very confident he'll get in, and I think it would be well deserved. I'm like I said, it's surreal, but I'm really happy for him on a legendary career.
Hey, Hellman, does the draft start at 2 at Cleveland or at 9 at New Orleans?
I think it starts at 3. To be honest with you.
Oh, you're putting the Giants in here, huh?
Yeah, I think so, because I mean, look, we don't know anything at the end of the day, but I'm growing more and more confident that Cleveland's just gonna bow up and take whichever they prefer between Hunter and Carter. I don't know for sure. I would guess.
Oh, I think you're onto something there. I think you're onto something there. Yeah.
I mean, look, Cleveland's they got to deal with the Deshaun Watson money. They're going to be dealing with that for at least another year. They brought Joe Flacco back in addition to trading Kenny Pickett, so they're kind of covered.
They're not taking Cam Ward.
So I think Cleveland is going to just take the guy that they love and worry about quarterback later. And New York might do that too, but if you get all the way down to 3, trading up to 3 gets a little bit less expensive. If Shedeur Sanders is there, I mean, I think New Orleans is somebody you got to think about. Even with Geno Smith under contract.
Ain't nobody give a damn where Shedeur Sanders is. He sucks and belongs outside the top 50.
I'm not writing off Vegas as a Shedeur.
People in the media networks need to stop glazing his dad. Shedeur Sanders is not Deion Sanders and cannot play football like his dad. I don't care. It's a different position. Shedeur Sanders sucks compared to his dad in football.
Sanders destination. So trading up from 6 to 3 sounds very palatable for the Raiders. Mm-hmm. You got to worry about the Saints. And the Giants part of it is, do you take, let's say that maybe they don't love Abdul Carter as much as we guess that they
I believe so. I believe it's a very possibility, Terrence.
Do, for whatever.
Shedeur Sanders is not better than Cam Ward. I wouldn't put him above Jackson Dart. Honestly, Shedeur Sanders sucks at being quarterback.
reason. Maybe they don't, and so maybe they're a little more.
He should have been a wide receiver.
Open for business the same way that Cleveland is, thinking like, hey, we got Russ, we can go a year before we figure this out. Let's decide.
No, Carnage can't. You know that boy don't believe half of what he says.
Decide what we're going to do about Brian Daboll before we draft a quarterback. So I think it kind of starts at 3. I think if
you can't be Carnage and believe everything you say.
I had to guess today, I think we're talking Cam Ward followed by Travis Hunter. And then it's up to New York whether do they take a quarterback themselves? I
don't think that they take a quarterback in New York. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to keep slipping.
Open for business.
You're a fool if you actually believe that. If you actually believe that, Carnage, you're a fool.
Kind of where I see things getting wacky.
And your brain has more Fruit Loops in it than I thought.
Well, this here in the G-Bag Nation, what's your ideal scenario for the Cowboys at 12? Are you all about just whatever receivers there? Golden, Tet, that seems to be the 2 most prominent names.
Luther Burden.
My whole thing with this draft is trying to keep as open of a mind as possible. I mean, the Cowboys have too many needs for me to lock in on one guy. I mean, I think drafting one position group, no matter what, is a mistake most of the time, but especially when you have as much work still to do as the Cowboys have, and there should be good value. I mean, you could conceivably, outside of Travis Hunter, who's obviously a unique deal, but you could conceivably get the best corner in the draft at 12. If an offensive lineman slips, you could get an offensive lineman that you potentially feel really great about.
But this is wrong.
Pass rusher one is going to be long gone, obviously. There'll be 2 or 3 edge rushers you should be really excited about.
No
and
chance.
That's without mentioning
the
receivers and obvious.
See, if I had some hot buttons, I would have the Vince McMahon. You got no chance in hell, and I'd be playing that for your little take there, Carnage.
But if it falls,
I like Luther Bird and Matthew Golden over Tet McMillan. I would pick both of them over Tet McMillan.
The right way.
I like Tet McMillan. But I think Matthew Burden's a more pure wide receiver, or Luther Burden's a more pure wide receiver, and I think Matthew Golden has the body size. I think he has the speed, and I think he has the route running capability that puts him above Tet McMillan as well.
Okay.
And I'm talking pure receiver and mindset and intelligence. I put them over Tet McMillan.
Like I said,
I know you don't. I know you fronting like a fool, boy. I know you fronting like a fool over there.
That's not supposed to be there falls, or if is there, who I really like. I know Brian's worried about his.
I like Will Johnson, but yeah, his health
speed, but I really like him. If that guy's there, I take a hard look at Will Johnson. Depending on the edge rusher, I think it would depend, but you can talk me into that. So there's 4 or 5 different directions I'm comfortable going in, but I would be really excited to come away from this with Tet McMillan, Golden, even if it was Luther or Ibuka, because we get
come on, hey, come on, David Hellman. Don't just say Luther like you ain't really want to stand on that, David Hellman. We know you just mentioned Luther Burden for a reason. And that's because in the end, that's what you would stand on. We know.
Every year where we think that every team sees the stack the way that we all do.
I'm not sold on Ted either. No Will Johnson, please. You don't like him? Yeah, right, Carnage?
So what do you think? The photos of parents, but then him as a kid, the youngest photo of him is maybe 18.
Facts. And then Dak Prescott retired Tom Brady. So how about that?
I'll do. And
what up? I see you.
If the Cowboys like a different receiver more than we're giving them credit for, and if it's Burton or Ibuka, I'd be okay with that too. I just need a guy who can start from day one, and I really feel like all 4 of those main guys could do that.
David, I know that you're out there and you're studying guys. You're such a great asset to the draft show and what through the history of it, though. Do you have like Will Johnson? Maybe some for a quick.
He is smaller in size for sure. You're right, Terrence.
Do you have Will Johnson as your number one corner? If you were to put together a board?
You know me, Barry. Yeah, I don't have a board. I leave that.
No, I know that, and that's why. I mean, I asked the question in a way because I wanted to see how committed you really were to Will Johnson. If I could talk to you.
Yeah, he did. He retired Tom Brady. He retired Tom Brady. Tom Brady feared Dak Prescott. How about that? Tom Brady was scared of Dak Prescott. How about that? Big old number 4 on his ass.
Get out of that.
Here's my thing. Like, I don't have a board. I don't pretend to have these guys in an order. But what I do is the names that I need to know, I flip on a couple of games, 2 or 3 games, and I'm like, oh yeah, he can do this, he can do that.
Yeah.
He's hanging with that guy. He's playing Texas here, and he's staying with this guy. He's playing Ohio State, and he looks great. He's got good hands. So I don't have him ranked over anybody.
Okay.
I just know he plays a position that the Cowboys need, that not a lot of people are talking about as a need, in my opinion. And I think he could step in and do the job. I mean, corner's a tough learning curve, obviously, but he could step in and not be a total liability from day one. And I think there's huge value in that. And it's the type of stuff we used to
How'd you know, Carnage? How'd you know? Hey, don't tell my secrets.
argue about all the time. But with a pick this big, I want a guy that throws the ball, catches the ball, affects the quarterback, or affects the receiver. I mean, those big money.
We also know that Dave Hellman, along with Brian Broaddus, are both LSU biased. They're both collegiate what is it called? Alumni of LSU.
Positions. I know you don't want to window dress your board.
I like Jihad
You
Barrett.
want the most valuable impact possible, and the guys who you're going to get the most cost-effective deal from. I mean, if Will Johnson or if a pass rusher plays at an all-pro level quickly, it's a bargain. And so that's why I gravitate toward.
Now, Terrence, you can also say Jordan Lewis was undersized, but to me, he was one of our better corners and had more fight in him than a lot of the bigger guys. I love Jordan Lewis.
So
I hate that he left.
Up in a certain way.
See, with Will Johnson,
We're gonna
I
miss
kind of
him
look
in
at
the
his buying
squad.
stock. I don't know everything about the company. You know, you're asking me to pay
We're in the nickel. We're going to miss him.
millions of dollars for a stock that I don't know everything about. And that's the thing that scares me, David.
But you trust the tape, am I right, my friend?
No, trust the tape, absolutely. But through my life, I've been able to, I don't know anything about metrics. I don't know anything about ceilings or floors. I always was the tape. But those numbers did mean something to me at one time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want
to say the numbers are meaningless. They're definitely not meaningless. And
it's about to be, David, we're about to draft. If we get on these teams for bad drafts, but they don't have all the information to make the best decision. That's where I'm learning at right now.
And you know what? You hate ambiguity, so I can understand why this bothers you so much. But
he's a good player, David. God, this guy's a good player.
The guy's got a ton of tape of him playing in one of the toughest conferences in college football, Michigan, playing in the
He's
playoffs.
also banged up too. He's banged up like these other guys. I've got a Notre Dame.
Man, who ain't banged up? That just is what it is in the sport of football.
Corner that I love that's got a bad hip. I got a East Carolina corner that's got a bad knee. You know, I'm.
We just buy a bunch of used cars.
That's the tape to me, dude. That's the
Nothing makes you more upset than falling in love with a player that's got some sort of red flag that you can't move past. It's always been fun to watch you get frustrated by that.
I die, David.
What up, Willy Wonka? What it do? What it do? I don't
Part
know
of me
where you're from, but welcome.
So maybe you get him at
That must be Carnage's
home.
home.
I remember. It's so. I'm not saying this is going to happen to Will
I'm not a Dak Glazer though, Willie.
Johnson, but I'll never forget in 2020, that really fun 2020 draft, it was, word got out that they loved Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, I love him, but you can't take him at 17. The value's just not there.
No,
and
no.
then lo and behold, he's hanging out with you for you in the
I
second
support
round.
him because he's my quarterback, but I'm not
We
a fan.
certainly hope that it's as good as 2020. David Hellman, Fox Sports, with us here in the G-Bag Nation. Thanks so much, man. Keep kicking ass out there in Hollywood.
Appreciate it, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Throw this hoodie on real quick. Dak ain't no different than more than half the quarterbacks in the NFL. So he's better than half, and then there's some that are better than him. But he's our quarterback, so that's who I support. Get the right charging cord. The kid's got my cords all tangled up here. All right. There we go. What up, Ariah? What up? I get this phone plugged in. There we go. All right. Dak is all by himself, not the team. That's fat. That's false. Those are lies, though, Willy Wonka. If you could say some facts about Dak that are negative, I'll agree with you because there's a bunch of them. But that's a false statement.
Where's my speaker at?
Oh, go find it.
You would say it's probably in my room.
I mean, there's plenty of arguments that you could argue against Prescott on that would be very factual. That are in a negative light for Dak Prescott. Him being selfish against the team, that's not one of them. No, I don't put Dak on no damn pedestal. Just like I wouldn't put Jared Goff on a pedestal either. Honestly, you want to be 100% real? There ain't a damn man on this earth that I'm gonna put on a pedestal. Not one. I put my family on a pedestal, but that's because that's what I do everything for. Other than that, I don't put not a damn thing on a pedestal. God and family. Those are the two priorities in life. After that, what'll fall in line will be mine. What don't, I won't. Carnage, you're a fool. I agree. And I don't want Dak throwing the ball 40 times a game either. I don't want him throwing the ball more than 20, 25 times. I want Dak to have a good running game and a bunch of receivers to be able to spread the ball out because that's when he is at his best. That's the NFL, bro. I don't count pockets. I don't count pockets, and that's not even necessarily the player. 9 times out of 10, that's the agent. 9 times out of 10, the player would take a lesser deal. The agents are the ones pushing for the numbers, and they want their client to be the next paid in line, so that therefore that they can go and get their next client and be like, "Oh, look at what I just got this guy signed." It's their sales tactics. What up, Didi? What I do? What I do? Exactly. Yes. All right. What is this?
I wanted you to coach my Dallas Cowboys. How close did that come to happening?
It was interesting. I didn't really think about it that much, but after we conversated, I said, wow, like this has a possibility. Would I do it? And the only way I would have done it is I knew guaranteed I had an opportunity to coach my sons. Because other than that, like why? It don't make sense to me. But if I had an opportunity to continue coaching Charlotte Shador, I would have been ecstatic. You know, in Dallas as well, yeah, that would have been awesome.
I wanted you to coach my Dallas Cowboys. How close
He
did
just
that
wanted to
come to
continue his
happening?
nepotism. He just wanted to continue his nepotism. Too bad your sons suck, Dion. Travis Hunter should have been your son.
Dad, can you put the speaker on for me? Dad, can you put it on for me, please?
That's false. I mean, that's false, Carnage. Teams don't pay players based on playoff performances. Teams pay their players based on the numbers that they rack in off of their position and what they do in the regular season that gets them in position to win, which is what Dak does. Dak is a winner. And he puts them in position to be in the playoffs. He puts them in position to be in the playoffs. The playoffs are a bonus. No team banks on being in the playoffs. Do they want to be? Yes. But they don't pay the players based on playoff performances. That just ain't how the system works. Or else there'd be tons of teams that don't even pay their players at all because they don't even make it to the playoffs. So, I mean, we can walk down that road, but that's the way it is. And at times, as I've already said this, I don't give a damn about what a player makes. That ain't helping me see their play on the field. The salary cap is going to continue to go up and up and up and up and up, like it has. And it's been going up record numbers each year. So for me to sit here and count the damn players' pockets is pointless. It's pointless. It does nothing. It literally does nothing. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Now I have to wait like 10 minutes. Now it's going to be a 12. Tell me when it's been 10 minutes.
You probably gonna have to wait longer than that, bro.
No, just so I can listen to the song. I want to listen to.
Damn buttons. Alright. No, I mean, that ain't necessarily how it works. And I don't put every bit of the losses on his back. Our whole team sucked. Like, our teams sucked in the playoffs. They were doo-doo from the play calling to time management to the ability and level of play that was happening on the field from damn near every position. It was garbage. It was doo-doo, and that's why Skip Bayless was throwing the same jersey and hat in the trash can year after year after year. I think Skip Bayless probably should have threw his own damn ass in the motherfucking trash too, because that's where his ass belongs. But that's besides the point. Who are we who are we to determine what a player deserves in an NFL league that we don't play in? Who are we to determine that? Who are me and you to determine what one player in the NFL should make? Dak has done more than Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence got a $55 million a year deal. Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence, has done more than Trevor Lawrence. So you're telling me Dak should go and take less money than a quarterback that he plays better than? Because that's how that position works. With a quarterback, if you have a top 15 quarterback in the NFL on your franchise, and you want him to continue to lead your franchise, you are going to pay him.
Period. In 4 years from now, Dak Prescott's contract is going to look like fucking chump change in comparison to what these other quarterbacks will be making. Dak does not dictate the market. The league dictates the market, and the agents push for those numbers. Now, if I was Dak's agent, I would be trying to get the largest deal as I possibly could for my player. Because what that does, that entices other players to want to sign to have me become their agent because look at what I can do. That shit, man, I don't care what a quarterback makes. To me, that shit is nonsense. The NFL is well overpaid, period. You know how many other organizations and how many other jobs and occupations deserve to have a much higher pay than what the NFL players do? But that's a discussion for another day. I don't talk about their money because I don't care about it. But that's how the NFL works. But that's an opinion. But that's how the NFL works. Exactly. And there's only about 15 teams that are competing for the playoffs every year. The rest of them are doo-doo. It ain't selfish when Dak doesn't even generally talk about the contract with the owner. His agent does. The agents are the ones that are talking with contracts with the owners, trying to get the contract. It ain't got shit to do with the fucking players or what they make. And I don't care what they make because that ain't got shit to do with football. Fuck what they make. What they make is going to look cheap in 4 years because the next person or people that are on those positions throughout the next 4 years are going to get 5 times what they get. Archie Manning wouldn't even be in here this year. There's a good chance that Archie Manning isn't in the draft next year either. What player can we put in position for the Dallas Cowboys quarterback that's going to be better than Dak right now? What quarterback are we going to put in place of Dak Prescott that will be better than Dak Prescott right now? Put them out there, because there ain't one that we can go just pick up, and there ain't one this year that we're drafting. I love Archie too, but I have a feeling that he won't be coming out for another 2 years, which then at that point, Dallas will be looking. But we got Joe Milton now backing up Dak. There's exactly, Terrence. There's none. There's no quarterback that we're going to get that's going to replace Dak Prescott right now that's going to be better than Dak Prescott right now. It ain't going to happen. We got a backup that a lot of people want to push for in Joe Milton. But at the end of the day, he's unproven. We don't know what he's going to be. He has high potential. He has a cannon of an arm. But we don't know what the hell he's going to be. That's what we'll have to figure out. What up, Casey? What's good? What's good? But, yo, it is 6:05, so we're going to hop off here. Cam Ward's not better than Dak Prescott. I'm sorry to say that. Cam Ward's not that good of a quarterback prospect, period. How could we trade for Cam Ward and get more? You know how much equity it's going to take to move up to one of the top 3 draft picks? Do you understand the compensation that happens to move up that high in the draft? What you have to give up? You're talking about number 1 picks for 2 more years. This year's first round, next year's first round, and possibly the following year's first round draft pick to move up to get Cam Ward. You're talking about missing out on 3 years of first round draft picks to get a Cam Ward. Or keep Dak. When Dak's better than Cam Ward.
I'd rather keep that. And I don't like the man. Cooper, that's false statement, Carnage. You got a false statement, brother. You can argue that shit with your mama, because that's a false ass statement. I ain't even arguing that with you. What up, what up, what up? But yeah, we about to hop off here. It's after 6 o'clock. We'll be back live at 8 o'clock for WWE Friday Night SmackDown WrestleMania Edition. Hey, tap in with us. Make sure y'all, if you haven't, you already click that like, subscribe. Please leave how you feel in the comments. And man, hopefully everybody has a blessed day. I'm Ryals, and we about to be out here. Y'all treat everybody right. You never know what anybody's going through. Peace. Y'all already know what to do. 8 o'clock. Be tuned. Be there or be square.